On the island of Crete lived a cruel and powerful king by the name of Minos. People all over the Greek world feared his army and navy and paid the heavy fees Minos demanded just to be left alone. People of Athens had to pay an especially heavy price. Minos' son had died on a visit to Athens, so Minos made Athens pay blood money just to make sure that this tragic event would never be forgotten.
Every 9 years, the king of Athens, Theseus, had to send 7 young men and 7 young women to Crete. Choosing those 14 youth was agony, because everyone knew what terrible fate would be. In exchange for peace for the rest of Athens, those unlucky victims were taken to Crete and fed to a deadly creature owned by the king Minos. Its name was the Minotaur.
The Minotaur had the head of a human but the body of a bull. It was huge and powerful and lived on a diet of humans that it hunted down. Because it was so deadly, Minos kept the Minotaur in a massive maze called the labyrinth to make sure it never ever escaped.
The victims were brought to the labyrinth one by one and left until the Minotaur found them. Lost and confused, they never knew what would be their fate. No one ever escaped.
Your time is up. King Minos said that you must be prepared to give him your next battle of youth when he arrives tomorrow. He said that if you're slow in choosing them, he will destroy Athens and take even more victims himself.
There is no way out of this true bargain. To see what's doing must now cheer to death. But there's no choice. Quickly, we must hold a lottery and choose who must go to Crete.
Father, wait. We can't just send those people off to die. Why? They are the same age that I am. We've got to do something.
No, my son. As long as the Minotaur lives and Minos get demanding ransom, there is no way out.
Then send me as one of the 14. I know that I can defeat that evil beast and put a stop to Minos' cruel game.
Sending these young people to this is fine with me. If I lost you two, my hair will break. And then Azul will be without its prince and its king.
But I can win. With the gods on my side, I won't fail you or our people.
The king saw something in his son's eyes that gave him hope. He knew that the gods loved his son and would watch over him, so he let him go as one of the victims. Instead of wearing his royal robes, Theseus put on the simple white tunic worn by the other 13 youths. He also left behind the royal ring his father had given him. Now, no one would know he was the king's son.
Theseus, I want you to take this white sage with you. If you succeed in your mission, hold the white sage and tell the black sage that I will send from the use. I will watch the sea every day and pray to see the white sage come to him.
The next day, King Minos arrived to collect the victims. He gloated at the youth, including Theseus, were led on top of his ship. Though Theseus stopped all, his companions wept after they left their friends and family expecting never to see them again. The trip to Crete was dark and gloomy, but not for Minos. He ensured the victims sobs and mocked when he felt like it.
My pet is very hungry. It's been 9 years since he had some Athenians over for dinner. You will make a splendid 14-course meal for my bullish friend.
Watch out, King Minos. The gods will punish you for putting us through this torture.
Oh, a rebel.
I know the gods are on the side of right. That is, on our side.
Oh, really? Let's check the score so far. You were chosen by lottery to become a human sacrifice, you were abandoned by your family and friends, and given a one-way ride to the weapon of a man-eating monster. Look at me, on the other hand. I'm a rich and powerful king. I wonder whose side the gods are on.
It's true you had your fun, but soon it's going to be over.
Minos could see that this bold fellow was getting his spear nervous. He knew that, with all the talk about the gods, it would look bad to kill Theseus right there. But Minos always had an evil chin when he needed one.
Enough already with this talk! We'll have a little test that will prove whether the gods are really interested in helping you. I will drop one of my rings into the ocean. If the gods favor you, you'll dive in and bring my ring right back.
That's a deal.
Minos took a plain-looking ring off his finger and threw it into the sea, like a shot. Theseus dove off the side of the ship to retrieve it.
Set all the sails! Let's get this ship moving!
By your highness, shouldn't we wait for that youth to come back up? He will never be able to catch up in our ship We've been living here to drown.
Oh, really? What a pity that would be. Anyone who doesn't obey my orders will be an appetizer for the Minotaur. Settle the sails!
Under the waves, Theseus began to regret his boldness. His lungs were ready to burst, and the sea was cold and dark. How could he ever find that ring?
But the god did not forget Theseus. Just when it seemed he could last any longer, he discovered that he could breathe underwater. Then he felt two things brush on either side of him. Sharks, his mind sprang, but there were dolphins, friendly dolphins who had come to be his guides. Then Theseus grabbed hold of their fins and pulled him further and further into the watery deep. At last, they reached the realm of mermaids.
Their caves at the bottom of the sea were filled with gold and silver treasures taken from sunken ships. One mermaid swam up to Theseus with King Minos' ring already in her hand and gave it to him.
The dolphins pulled Theseus onto Crete ahead of Minos' ship, so he was there to greet the king when the ship arrived. Minos was shocked, but said nothing except to order Theseus back with other victims.
Chain him up with all the others and take them to the palace dungeon. If the gods are really on his side, they will save him from the Minotaur. No one else can!
Who's that fellow in front of the line? He seems so brave to be someone who is about to die. Oh, why does my father do these horrible things? I promise I will save him.
While the guards were sleeping, Adrian crept to the cell where Theseus was being held.
Wake up, wake up! Don't make any sound.
Did the king send you to torment me?
No, I am Minos' son and I have come here to help you.
Is this some kind of a trick?
Hear me. No matter how brave you are, you will die without my help. Even if you are successfully and defeat the Minotaur, you will be trapped in the labyrinth forever. Here, take this part of a string and tie it to the doorway. Then, if you defeat the Minotaur, you have to follow it and escape.
But how can I find the beast before it finds me?
The Minotaur is lazy. It thinks it can find prey every time it wants. If it sleeps late, you have to find it while it's sleeping.
What can I do to repay you for your help?
You have to help me escape from this island. I can't stand my father and his wicked ways.
It's a deal. When I leave this island with my friend from Athens, we'll take you with us.
The next day, a smiling and singing Minos visited the young Athenians in prison.
Well, the time has come for the Minotaur to be fed. Any volunteers for the first round?
Let me be first. I think the gods will protect me.
I could have picked up a better candidate. Take him to the labyrinth at dawn tomorrow. Let's start 14 days of feasting to celebrate a little agreement with Athens.
This bloodshed will end, and Athens will no longer feed the Minotaur.
Then he showed inside the maze and a door lying behind him, so other victims had to be forced to a sword point into a scary path. Theseus seemed glad to be entering the labyrinth.
Theseus didn't forget what Adrian had told him. He had hidden the string under his clothes. While speaking to Minos, he had secretly attacked the end of the string to the maze doorway. Now he was ready to move inside.
Following the low rumble of Minotaur's snore, Theseus stumbled as quickly as he was near the beast. As he inched closer, the Minotaur opened his eyes and jumped up.
They fought a fierce battle. With his bare hands, Theseus grabbed the Minotaur. The animal's power was enormous, and it was a miracle that he was able to hold his own, let alone get the better of the beast.
Following Adrian's sick path through the maze, Theseus was able to find the path back to freedom.
Adrian! I've won! I killed the Minotaur!
I want to believe it, but how did you pass the words in the door?
They were asleep when I came out. I guess they never expected anyone to out alive. Quick, let's get the rest of the Athenians and get out of here. We got to get away from this island before anyone catches on.
So they gathered the other Athenians together, but the gods who had supported Theseus before sent back luck his way.
A storm forced the ship to land on a desert island. Adrian was the first to go ashore, last offshore, and though a terrible gust of wind drove the ship again off the sea, and Theseus was able to get his way back to the island, and Adrian had died and probably broken heart.
No one knows exactly what happened. What god could have wanted such a terrible thing to take place? Only this much was clear. When Theseus was going to set sail for Athens once again, he was so upset by Adrian's death that he completely forgot to change his ship's sails as he promised his father. His ship sailed on with black sails instead of the white ones he had promised to use.
A ship! I see a ship coming from Crete. It was the ship that carried my son away.
Let his sails be white.
When the old king saw that the ship had black sails, his heart broke and collapsed in grief, falling from his tower into the sea. From then on, we can call it by his name. Today, we call it the Aegean Sea.
All of Athens rejoiced that the captives had been brought home alive and that the Minotaur had been killed, but Theseus couldn't celebrate that day. He had lost not only Adrian, but his father as well. It was with a heavy heart that he became Athens' new king and began a new career that some would say would bring democracy to the land of Greece.